My guests today are writer-director Raphael Jouzeau and producer Francesca Betteni-Barnes and their award-winning short film, Scars We Love. Now, Raphael Jouzeau is a cartoonist, illustrator, and filmmaker, and in 2019 he participated in the short film collection In Sortant de l'École, for which he adapted a poem by Verlaine, O Triste, Triste, a Tate Mon Hama. Now, he also works as a storyboarder on various live action and animation projects, notably on the series Boys, 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 directed by Valentine Vendroux. He is also an animator for Hermès, the luxury brand bringing their illustrators' designs to life. Now, producer Francesca Betteni-Barnes studied modern literature and philosophy in Italy, and she moved to Paris at the age of 23 with a one-year scholarship to the École normale, supérieure. Now, she is one of the founders of Balade Sauvage production, where she has produced 2 short films, 2 feature films, including a documentary and a fiction feature film. But their newest short film, Scars We Love, has been Oscar qualified and was nominated for the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival in 2024. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome writer-director Raphael Jouzeau and Francesca Betteni-Barnes to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. I hope my French was okay.
And our English
perfect.
could be good enough.
English, I don't know.
Well, I just love this. Well, I have to say, I loved this short film very, very much. I don't see too many animated love stories, or I could say tragic love stories. But Raphael, what was the inspiration behind the story of Gaspard and Layla?
Of course, it's my first film. So, like a lot of filmmaker, it was inspired by my first breakup, which affected me a lot when I was younger. With this film, I wanted to try to understand what happened. It was like therapy for me. But to understand what happened, I needed the story with 2 points of view. So I chose Gaspar and Layla. It was really important for me and for my co-writer Pierre Legal to make this film really sincerely, with no shame, and about our most intimate emotions. So we did our own therapy. We shared our experiences, good and bad, sometimes sad. We cry a lot.
But I think your goal was to try to write the more realistic and sensible dialogues for the characters. It was very important for you to take the time, and I think it's worth it.
And it was really important for me that the 2 characters were equals. There is no winner or loser, just 2 people who don't understand each other. They broke up, but they have the chance to finally speak and say goodbye. I think I have made the film I needed to see during my first breakup.
Yeah, and I loved the emotion in this film because it's so true to life. And Francesco, what was it about the story that wanted you to produce it?
I think what I loved of a screenplay and what I loved of a film today is the intensity of the emotion that we experience in just 15 minutes. And I think what matters to you, Raphael, is to understand the characters you want to describe and their emotion, and to help them to overcome their problems and move forward. So the film always started since the beginning from a simple situation, which was 2 young persons sits in a bar. It's the end of their love, and they are quite stuck in this situation. But the film gives, I think, gives to them the chance to speak again one last time, and to do it with indeed no shame and a lot of respect. And I think Raphael has done it with a great sensibility. And by the way, when the film begins, I think we could think that the same story could be told in a live action movie. But since the wave scene in the bar, I think we suddenly understand that with your animation, we can experience so many emotions and with just one image. And I think that's the way you think about animation. The technique is not take the lead on the story, but on the contrary is the story that the animation serves the story. And well, I'm very proud of the film, and I know that all the team, the small team who work with us, it's very proud too.
You know, this is the first animated film that I've seen that could be live action, just like you said. You could literally make a live action short film with the exact same story, and it would just be just as beautiful. Now, I noticed in the beginning of the film, there is a wave, and I assume that it represents the wave of emotion. Um, did I get that correct?
Yes, absolutely. I shoot the waves of the film with a little camera on a beach I know very well because it's where my grandmother lived on the Atlantic coast. For me, the wave is the image of the ups and the downs of the relationship. I use the wave 4 times in the film. At the beginning, during the credits, like a clue of the storm to come. Then when Layla touches Gaspar's face, a giant wave that surprises and frees him. And of course, on the beach, we have a nice moment of love where the sea is calm and then the storm arrives brutally, breaking the only romantic scene of the film. Finally, at the end, the sea becomes calm again. There is just the sound of the wind. Gaspar and Leila can finally talk and listen to each other. They understand together this is the end of their love, but they will keep a sweet souvenir of their story.
And that's what I found with this film, because it is, even though it's the ending of a love story, it is a very beautiful story. It's a very well told story and very beautiful. Now, the relationship between Gaspard and Leila was actually based on a lack of emotional communication, correct?
Yes, Gaspar is a very shy boy, and Layla is more into action and communication. She wants Gaspar more open to the world, and especially to her. But Gaspar is scared to share his emotions. He doesn't know how to do it, and he doesn't understand how important this is for Layla. And Layla tries to help him, but at one point she breaks.
Yeah, Gaspard was still in love with Leila, and Leila had moved on, but I could tell that she still had a connection to him, but felt that he wouldn't change, because like you said, he was shy, which I noticed, but she
Mm,
really wanted a lot of that uh, spontaneity in their relationship that she felt she wasn't getting, correct?
yes, Gaspar thought about her all the summer, and he asked her to take a coffee in the hope that the story can begin again. I think I'm not the only one to have experienced this kind of coffee situation.
It's true.
But yes, for Leila, it's too late because the lack of communication between them has made her suffer too much. But I think I'm more optimistic for Gaspar. I want to believe he has learned something and he will try to be better in the future.
I can see so many relationships have this problem.
Mm.
And I could see the audience who sees this film playing their own stories in their own head of lost love. And I think this is a film that emotionally touches people. But I found something interesting in the story because Leila says that she had to make Gaspard cry to get him to let something out. She just really wanted a deeper connection to him, but he didn't know how to give it to her with what she felt that she needed. And it seems like he was only spontaneous anytime he started drinking, correct?
Yeah, Gaspar has no problem saying how much he loved Leila, but when the discussion becomes more complicated, he refuses the confrontation. He is afraid of conflict, he doesn't know what to do, so he just run away.
But maybe at the end, he understands that when you love someone, you cannot run away from confrontation and you have to accept communication and listening. And this is the most powerful way to show someone you cares. What she said is, yeah, I know you love me, but you never speak to me the way I asked you to, so I can know you more. And you needed a party, beer sometimes, or just to be tired at the end of the day or the night, but I wanted this on daily basis.
Yeah, I when I saw that in the film, um, for some people, it would be hard for them to be that way every single day.
Which I understand. No, it's not just a question of age or experiences, but maybe
Yeah.
the characters have some point in common to share, and they have lived together part of a life, but this lack of communication can be something hard to overcome from someone, and to others is very necessary. So I think it speaks to a lot of people in this kind of society, which is very crowded and loud. I mean, we also need shy people. I mean, it's not, the problem is not to be shy. The problem is to share things with the person you love.
Yeah, and it shows that with when two people meet, let's say they start dating for the first time, there is one type of communication, but then when the relationship starts to become more serious, the communication actually starts to change and doesn't necessarily carry the same type that brought them together. And I saw this in this film where things change over time. And there was a scene, and you had explained it, Raphael, about the beach scene and the use of the waves in that scene because it was very, very powerful. And one of the things that caught my attention was that Leila wanted memories to be pictures. Like she says, why don't you take more pictures? But Gaspard was more into the memories related to objects, which I loved. Because when I thought about it, objects carries the memories much longer, um, even into decades, where pictures in reality, in today's world, most of the pictures are on our smartphones. So we look at them as temporary, but it's the objects that hold the memory so much longer. Um, why did you put that part of the story in this film?
And the object?
Yeah.
The seashell, yeah.
Because for me, I'm maybe a little bit romantic, but for me, yes, object is or more.
Something you can touch, you can keep.
Yes, you can have this in your pocket. Your photo, it's more
But it's true that we do photos on,
numeric
yeah,
or digital.
it's digital, and it also always now people do it with it's not films, I mean, it's not movie, it's like small photos that you do and you never go back to photos, to just not the same. I think we have spoken about this because I'm older, he's younger, but he had the chance to be a part of a generation where when we were very little, we still have, you know, photos with, I don't know how to say it in English, but, you know, we film,
Argentic,
not on telephone, smartphone, something like that.
You have
And
a photograph.
yeah.
a real, what we call a real photograph. So this kind of object, it's something very romantic and very,
Yes.
I mean, I moved to France and I moved with a pile of photos of my parents, my families, and Italy, and I still look at them. And the photos I have on my phone, no, never. But object, yeah, you choose it carefully, you take care, and it's something like relationship with people. So I think you are old soul, a very young boy, but
You know,
really understand it. Yeah.
the most romantic part of the film was the seashell, because when Gaspard took the shell and he walks up behind Leila and he wants to put it in her hand
It's true.
because it's making a memory, and but the seashell, he was looking at it as a very romantic gesture because the seashells can be very beautiful, and he's wanting to compare the beauty of the seashell to her beauty. But then it was the seashell itself that not only left the lasting scar when she threw it at him, the metaphor of the seashell itself, even him holding on to the seashell, let's say after they, you know, left and went their separate ways, that seashell will always remind him of, well, a sad time in their relationship. So I think that whole scene with the seashell was powerful, emotional. It was romantic and tragic at the same time. And I think this is why this film is award winning.
Yes, it's a lot of emotion, different emotion. It's very melancholic.
I never seen about the fact that he takes the shell for her and he reminds his beauty. Thanks for that. We never thought about it in this way, but it's true. I mean, the idea of the scars were part of the project. You have.
Yeah. The main idea of the film is to give to Gaspar and Leila the chance to end their story in a sweet way. They are sad, but they respect each other, and in the future they will think about their love with tenderness. And the idea of the scar has always been in the project. And there are two kinds of scars in the film. There are Gaspar's have one which is visible on his face, and there is a tablecloth on the table, and which is a sort of canvas of all their scars. It's marked by the blue cocktail of the party, the blood of Gaspar's scars, etc. At the end of the film, it's replaced by a new one for the next couple and a new story. So at the end, the scar will remain on Gaspard's, but it will be the souvenir of a love story and not of a breakup, I think.
But at the very end of the film, we see shells on the beach, and there's one with blood on it.
Yes.
So scars stays, but
There
just
is
what meanings you give to them is important too.
There is a lot of good seashell of the relation, but one is not really good.
Not healthy, still not healthy. But
Yeah,
but
yeah. You know,
there's a
in the scene where the drop of blood came out of the scar, I was sitting there thinking that with Gaspar, because he was so in love with Layla that in a way, to me, it meant that his heart bleeds for her, but he couldn't really put it into the words in which she would, I guess, really see his heart, because she was looking for a different form of communication that he wasn't able to give to her. So every element of this film is so amazing. But tell me about the animation design. How did you come up with the look and the feel of the animation?
I strongly believe in cinema as art made by human beings as much as possible. This is why I have chosen to work with watercolor. Every background of the film, from the bar to the beach, is drawn by hand by a friend of mine, André de Rennes. We choose every color to follow the different emotional states of the characters during the film. We choose carefully between warm and cold colors. I also really like all the special effects, like the superposition of images. It's like a magic trick for me. And I like this in old cinema. That's why I shoot the image of the waves with a small camera and then add them to the background. For me, this kind of image can have imperfection, but I like them like that.
Well, I noticed that there was this look of a film grain to the animation to kind of give it a bit of a 35 millimeter look, maybe even a 16 millimeter look. Why was that effect used?
Yeah, absolutely. We added the grain in color grading. I wanted to erase as much as possible the digital aspect of the film. I like to have a more organic and warm image. For example, I like a skin imperfection, so the character seems more human and real. And on the beach, we are between past and present. And the 35 millimeter look represents a nostalgic look I really love.
with the scene of a storm and scene
Yeah.
of a sunset too,
Yeah.
where you change from cold colors to warm one. Yeah.
Well, Francesca, what's it like to produce an animated short film?
It's a good question. I have to say that I comes from half of my family comes from South America, and actually my grandfather and my grandmother were written books for children, and my grandfather was a painter. And when he was younger, he also a sort of madman who won some competition about advertising, even in the United States. And I found little posters about it. So I come from the family, but I have no skill to draw or something like that. So thanks to Raphael, I can do something about drawing and animation, and I can continue family lines in a different way. And but aside that, I mean, I think I loved instantly Raphael's work when I seen it. I've seen in some small movies he has done during his school. And with my associated Charlotte, we told him, whenever you end school, come to see us if you can, if you want, whenever you want. And he, in a shy way, told us, I have a small project. And it was Scars We Love. So we waited, the end of school, and we waited for the project. And I absolutely loved every single moment we have built together to do the film. And I really understand and learn how much of sensibility, and I love animated movie, but and I've seen them, but doing it's something more magical than I thought. And there's so much creativity, and what I think is kind of modern in this film, that you don't know if it's animation or live action. What is important is the story that you can share. So I really like it.
Yeah, the story is one of the, I mean, out of all of the animated short films, out of all of the live action short films I have seen, this is one of my top 5 favorites because we don't see a lot of love stories. Yes, it doesn't end like we really want it to, because I was really pulling for Gaspard to win her back. But at the same time, I can see this film becoming a live action and hopefully a French live action short because the story is just incredible. But tell me about the music score by Pierre Oberhamp, because it adds so much emotion to this film.
Mm. Yes, Pierre is a wonderful composer and a wonderful person too. He also did the sound edit and the sound design of the film. Pierre and I had a lot of musical references in common. Like Johnny Greenwood, who composes music for P.T. Anderson's films, or John Bryan, who composed the music for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is one of the main references for the writing of the film.
A huge fan.
A huge fan of Michel Gondry. I also told Pierre I really liked the Strokes songs, the group. What I like are the mixes of major and minor chords that I really wanted for the film, because they translate very well how memories can be happy and sad at the same time, I think. The music has to lead the emotions. For example, during the party, Layla express her angry, Gaspar respond, they don't agree to each other. In that moment, the music is very joyful, and the people around them are very happy. And I think the music add more drama to the situation, the contrast
between what we're living and experienced and the joy that the party gives to everyone. Yeah.
And for the ending, it was very important to me to have music who move forward. I didn't want super sad music. It would be too much and very cliche. It was important the music tells that Gaspar and Layla will find a way to go happy again, even if it's separate.
Yeah, I love the music score in this film. One of the most complete films I've ever seen. But what has the audience's reaction been to the film at the film festivals?
In Cannes, it was incredible to do Cannes Film Festival in competition. I mean, it was the beginning of something absolutely crazy, because really it's his first film. So he's very humble. He, like we say in French, he works heads down, and he don't think about anything. prizes, festivals, something like that. I think you care about the public, but when you have to work, you work. And no, what is incredible is that after Cannes, which was in May 2024, the film was released on a French public channel, which name is Arte, which is one of how do you say who finance the project. And it suddenly began something viral, incredible. In 1 month, Arte has the platform, the TV and YouTube channel. And in 1 month, we have 1 million viewers. Now we have 1.6. Yeah. On the TV, it's 5 million. And which is not normal. I mean, short movies and animated short movies, not normal. And what is incredible that someone, I think, pirates a small part of a movie and put it in TikTok.
Yes, my little sister told us the film was buzzing on TikTok, but I don't have TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
Nobody in the team have a TikTok, so we were a little bit lost. And we discovered a lot of people were repeating Leila's monologue in the party, doing lip sync and acting performances. And it was really crazy.
It was crazy because usually here, short movies goes around festivals or things like that. But if you have a channel that want to share it to the public, is it possible? But it's just some months of a year, and then you, I don't know how you could see them, but well, it was incredible. It was incredible, and
the film has touched a very wide audience. So, and for me and for us, I think. This is what
the reason why
makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Happy, yes.
And very young people too, which is cool. I mean, because it's a healthy story, I think. Is it sad? I know, but it's a healthy. I mean, they split, but they understand each other, and there's no harm, violence, or you know what I mean. When we live this love story, we walk away. But we kept pieces of this story and what we have learned and what we have experienced, and life go on. But it could be something good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And wow, what an incredible response to the film on French television. That is just absolutely amazing. But how does it feel to have this film now Oscar qualified?
I mean, you have seen the film. You know the scene with the waves, the two small characters and the giant waves. It's us. I mean, we even the sentence with Scars We Love and Oscar is something beautiful and not expected at all. So I think we are very lucky.
Yeah, we are very lucky. I never thought it could be possible. It's completely crazy.
But it means that the film will see in United States.
Yeah.
So
it's wonderful.
Well, which film festivals in the United States has it been at?
It has done so many. United States?
Yes, I think maybe in LA.
Yes.
At Hollyshort, I think.
One Hollywood, Hollyshorts, one of the first.
Oh, yes. Okay. So it was at Hollyshorts.
Yes, I think it was one of the first festival before Cannes.
Last year, before Cannes, yes. Last year, yeah.
After Cannes.
Wow. Scars We Love. What an incredible film. And ladies and gentlemen, Scars We Love is an award-winning animated short film from France. See, the story is about Gaspard, who is still very much in love with Leila, and they meet in a crowded bar a month after she left him. But the conversation turns, well, different, and Gaspard seeks refuge under the tablecloth, away from prying eyes and closer to his memories. For an animated short film, it moves with great emotion. Each scene takes the audience into the relationship between the two. You feel Gaspar's love for Layla as well as her desire to see the real Gaspard, but he keeps his emotions close to his heart. The Scars We Love is a true love story that ends like so many others around the world, and there is a sadness there. Now, sometimes the waves of emotion are so strong that we fight against the current instead of moving along with them. We would probably be better off if we did. Now, the animation is absolutely wonderful, and the music score, well, it's just as beautiful and adds so much emotion to the film. Scars We Love is now an Oscar qualified animated short film and deserves it. And I want to thank you, Raphael and Francesca, for sharing your beautiful film with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you very
a lot.
much for your time, really.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, you can catch all of the Bond on Cinema interviews at bondoncinema.com. Please check out our Prime show, our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on your way to work on Spotify, iTunes, Audible, and more. And remember, you'll either see me at the movies or on the red carpet.
Woo!